Hi and welcome to Nerdy Gamers. The game today we're going to have a look at is Depths of Peril. You can find this game as part of the Indie Royale Spring Bundle. Details about the developers and more information about the game can be found below. Okay, let's get started then. First thing we're going to do is have a quick look at the options screen. Now as you can see we've got the standard inputs, graphics, sound, game options and configure input. If we just take a quick look at the input screen, as you can see it's set up for a QWERTY keyboard and also mouse input. And as you can see there's very different quick slot options and we'll be going through most of those during the course of the game. The game options just shows you little bits and pieces about information that will crop up during the game. It'll also let you go back to the start of the tutorial and other little pieces like that. The sound options, it just has a overall master volume and individual sound levels for the sound effects and the music, which is quite handy because sometimes you might not want the music on too loud but still hear what's going on in the game. Now for the purpose of this demo, I'm going to be putting the volume all the way down so that we can hear ourselves. And then finally the graphics. The graphics have got a fairly good range of options. You've got the option of full screen or set screen size. You can also set up the different levels of quality, bloom effects, and different pieces like that. Okay, let's start off with the game itself. Now as you can see I've already had a little playthrough of this game. I've got a couple of characters going, but we're going to start off with a new character. For the purposes of this game we're going to pick a mage character. Now, we're going to call this character Bob, and we're going to have name of the Covenant. And this just gives you a little bit of information about the character itself, but let's just get started. Now, as you can see, there's quite a range of options to set the difficulty in this. Anywhere from setting the starting level of your opponents, anywhere up from to level 100 down to level 0. Now this is showing our current character level. Now your character will carry on through games, so you'll slowly find your character level between each game will increase along the scale. You can also set how difficult you want your world to be. We're going to stick off on fairly easy level on normal, and also if you want to see more inter-faction combat, you can change the aggression level, and also the number of covenants that you face. Either a random amount, so you don't know how many you're going to face, or choose between a total of 3 and 6. We're going to pick 6. And what we'll do, now we've got that all set up, we're going to start up the game. Now, first thing that you can see is the screen. Now, over in the top corner, we can see our character's health and our magic. We've got our mini-map over here, which is toggled on and off by the tab button. You've got the text just here, which you can go and cycle through using the up and down arrow keys. We can have a quick look at all the different factions that are in the world. There's Monster Slayers, Shadow League, Kindred Spirits, and so on. And you can see just down at the bottom, Bob's World. And over here, we can see what's called the Covenant Lifestone Health. Now, the whole Covenant is based around your lifestone. When your lifestone is destroyed, you're over. And you need to keep protecting this from other people, and also you need to try and attack other people's ones of this. As you can see, we've got the flashing help symbol just over here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to ignore that and we're just going to get on with the game itself. Now as you can see, I've pressed the I for inventory. We can see the total number of things that our character can wield. Lots of different slots. And we've got a weapon here. We can just left click and drag it in. We've got different bits and pieces we can drag into our quick slot. And this is a useful little thing which allows us to teleport around the world. Now one of the bits you can notice is we've got a book here. Now these books are useful. These go into your library. If you were to click on your library and then drag your book, putting a book inside your library adds you a bonus. And this applies across all your characters. Now if we press C and go to check out our character, we can see all our different stats. Low strength, low dexterity, low spirit, but half decent vitality. Just make sure that initially you've got some hit points. And if you can see, when I take this away, don't drag it there, drag it over here, our vitality has dropped down to 25. So this book being in our library adds a +1 vitality to our character. So we're going to leave it back in there. And if you find more books, you can put them in your bookshelf and gain more. Now over here, we got a stash. If we open this up, we can see all these different bags which we've put in here. And all these items have got slightly different bonuses. And as you can see, I've stored some books from other characters and put them here. So for instance, I could take these books, put them on the shelf here, and when I'm done with them or found new ones, I can put new ones in here to share across my other characters. I've also got some unique weapons. And you can see these slightly orangey outline. I've got a artifact level item which has got this pinkish purple. I've got a standard magic item which is this green outline, and I've got a set item which is this blue line. And if you were to get multiple items within the set, you get additional stat bonuses. So having multiples of these can be very useful. Now one of the last aspects is over here, relics. If you can have up to 4 relics, and you put these relics on this little section just here, you can gain bonuses amongst all your characters. And across the outside, you can also hire guards. These guards are gained by spending your taxes, and the taxes are in the form of crystals. It costs an initial amount in order to buy the creature, and after that, it costs a certain amount of upkeep to keep them going. And what we'll do is now we'll go out into the world and start doing some questing. And as you can see, people with the question marks above their heads, these have got quests. Now as you can see, they've got a selection of little quests that we can take, and all of these are all in what's called the Grimalkin Forest. We're just going to accept all of these. And then we're going to talk to this other quest giver. We'll see where it is. This is in the Wastelands. Now we're going to leave that one for the moment. And around here we've got other people. These NPCs will buy and sell goods, as will this one over here. And down over here, the Beastmaster, this is the person who can buy and sell the creatures which you can defend. And as you can see here, this Dread Warrior Guard costs 84 crystals, and it costs 4 crystals upkeep. Now in order to get crystals, you need to start doing jobs and completing quests for people. So we'll have a quick look by pressing R. Now as you can see, it shows you a display of all the different factions, and here it was at the top. It shows you the relationships between each of the factions, where they're ranked overall, and little bits and pieces. And if we were to click on them, we can trade items, try and set up treaties and things like that, or do rumors, or declare war, or raid them and try and destroy their lifestone. Now for us, we want to try and increase our power and influence. Influence just represents how tasks you've done for everybody in the city, but also it helps increase your taxes. Now your taxes you can then use to power getting creatures and other things. So we've got our quests which we can bring up by pressing the Q button. As you can see, we've got to get 5 Cruel Torva horns, so we'll need to kill Cruel Torvas. We'll need to kill gremlins, and we also need to find an NPC who's out in the world. Now, unlike most games, the quest system is fairly dynamic. If you would sit back and do absolutely nothing, the other NPCs in this game will actually go out and complete these quests. So we need to actually take active steps to try and complete them. And even if we do, we might not be successful because other people are trying to complete them at the same time. So you need to be fairly quick about it. And some quests, for instance, if you're asked to heal someone, if you fail to do it in time, it could lead to, say, a plague spreading, or even worse, the character actually dying. Now, as you can see, we've been bashing this pixie over the head, and to not much effect. Well, we're a spellcasting character, so what we should do is go back into the city and have a look at our spells. You can do this by pressing the S key, and it brings up the skill list. Now, as you can see here, we've currently got 1 skill. See this little symbol just there? That shows you we've got 1 skill point in Fiery Blast. Now, as we gain up levels, we can gain additional skill points, and we can start raising and getting additional spells. Now, these spells cost money to learn. Also, there's other abilities. This is earth and air magic, this is general magic, and also bonuses. For instance, should we get to base strength of 50, we get these additional bonuses. And this is the list of our weapons and armor skills. So we can wear cloth and capes, and also use staffs. Some characters are able to learn additional skills. So, for instance, the warrior is able to learn the plate man, but they don't have it immediately. So now we've equipped this spell, what we can do is we can head out into the world and try and find something to kill. Now what we do is we right click on the creature and press 2, and we cast our spells, and we'll keep going, and we'll just slowly kill off some of these creatures. As you can see, we're going through. Now just down at the bottom we've got our experience bar, and you see that as we kill creatures we slowly get that increases. Now if I press the Alt button, it shows you all the items that are on the floor. We can see copper pieces, relic, one of the horns that we're after, and also some more copper pieces. And also our health has dropped, so we need to keep an eye on that to make sure that we don't die during this adventure. Now when you die, you don't immediately just have the game end. You can be resurrected in your covenant, but being resurrected like that, we've found one of the people we're after. See that green exclamation? It means you can complete a quest here. Now this is the person that we needed to rescue, so we can click on this, click on rescue, and we've now got the quest complete. So if we press Q and look back, it shows the quest completed, and we can then hand that quest back in. Seeing that we've lost a few hit points, what we can do is we can head back, because the experience might just take us close to leveling up. So one of the ways that you can do it, in this case, the teleport stone, if I was to press 7, creates a little portal which I can just step in. It takes us right back to our place. And for instance, if I step back into that portal, it'll take us to where we originally came from. Now we see here we've got the green exclamation mark, so it means we can hand in the quest here. As you can see, completed, so we'll solve it, and we're just 6 experience points away from leveling up. So what we'll do is we'll go take another quest, same location, another NPC to rescue. So there we go. But anyway, as I was saying, if you die, you get resurrected back in your starting location, in your covenant. However, each time you get resurrected, the health of your lifestone goes down. Now this does recover over time, but you don't want to die too many times in quick succession, because this will weaken your lifestone. If your lifestone gets weakened, people might try and take advantage of you and attack you when you're not looking. Now sometimes, over here, there are some NPCs who you can talk to who are vendors on the outside. And these people will sell various items, and also we could trade off items that we don't particularly need or want at the moment. Now this flashing icon over here tells us there's a diplomatic request coming in. If we press R, we can look at it. Now this one is quite a good one. These people are offering just free influence, so we can accept that, and we maintain good relations. If we refuse it, our relationship between those people will go down. Now over here we've found the forest gate. Now if we click on the forest gate, it means we now know of its location. When we click back, we can go back to our home place. And if we click on the portal, it will show us all the different portals that we can travel to. And this is also persistent between games, so the more of these portals you find, when you go to new worlds, you still remember where they are, so you can use them between games. So we'll carry on having a look around and seeing what we can find. Now sometimes, you see over here, bronze bonus chest. There are just chests littering the world, which if you were to find them, you can gain bonuses and additional goods. Now this is a location to another area. When we got a little bit closer, the monsters had come across and tried to attack us. Now we've leveled up. We're just going to finish opening this chest. Grab one of these special items and another magic item, and we'll just get out of the way. Press C to open up our character. As you can see, we've now can increase our stats. Now one of the things I'm going to do is increase our intelligence because of our spellcasting character. The intelligence increases our mana regeneration, so we can cast spells more often. Also increases the maximum mana, so we can cast more of them. and also increases our ability to cause critical hits with it as well. So for a mage, it's a very useful skill to get up. And if we then press S, we got 2 skill points which we can use. Now we can enhance this skill, which costs 2 skill points, or get this one at the basic level, which costs 1 skill point. So what we're going to do is take this new spell, we're going to click it and drag it into our inventory slot. We also got other skills that we can take. We're going to take Lightning Blast. So we've now got a range of spells that we can use. Right, and we're going to carry on. As you can see, up on the mini-map, there's various creatures that we can see. We'll have a look and see how these different spells perform. Ice Blast seems relatively effective. At this level, all the creatures don't take much to kill, but just after a few spells, most of our mana has been eliminated, but fortunately it does regenerate. So we can't take too much punishment, but should we need to, we can just quickly go back by using our teleport stone again, and then head back, and if we click on our life stone, it will provide healing for us. And with that little boost of healing, we can then nip back and we're exactly where we were. It helps if you don't click on the same portal again. So we can see how our quest progression is going. We need to find 4 more horns and 10 more of these. So what we're going to do is I'm going to skip time along and come back when we've completed this. Now I'm just going to bring you back in here very briefly because we've managed to rescue another person. So we can complete this quest, and I'll show you a little bit more about what we can do. Okay, so we use our teleport stone to head back to our covenant. Hand this quest in. Just see what other quests. Another rescue quest, so we'll just take that. Okay, so now if we check here, we get a total of 3 in our base taxes. That means every cycle we get 3 crystals. Now, at the moment, we will only have a few crystals to our name. And these crystals we could use to buy creatures. Let's just have a quick look to see what is available at the moment. So we got 4 crystals, we get 3 in, and the cheapest creature that we can find is 40 crystals. So it's not going to be anything too soon that we can do. So we need to really get some more quests going. So again, we'll be back again shortly, and I'll speed up time again here. Right, we're going to come back in for the moment because what we've now done is we've now filled up our inventory. I'm just going to get rid of this orc who's getting closer so they won't disturb us. Right, as you can see, when I click on this, it now says there's no room in our inventory. Now if we have a look at our inventory, we can see a whole bunch of items in there. We can also see some of these ones with question marks. These are magic items that we've not managed to identify yet. Now we could go to a vendor and ask them to identify it all, or we can right click and identify things for ourselves. This takes a few moments, but it does save us a little bit of money early on. Then we'll see if they're any good. Now, one of the notes, one of the other teams have found the artifact Backbreaker. Now, that's unfortunate that we didn't find it, because of course it's better in our hands than it is theirs. Now, these items in red say that you can't use them. So all there is this item, the relic, which we have to use back at our base. So what we'll do is we'll create up a portal, head back, we'll put our relic on so it will increase the amount of taxes that we get every single cycle. Quickly do some healing by clicking on our life crystal, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to have a look at these different teams. Now, Kindred Spirits are one of the weakest, and the Guardians are actually the absolute weakest at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a word with them, and we're going to trade with them. Now it gives a list of all the items that we can sell to them. I'm going to ask them if there's anything they like. Now, there might be, but it doesn't look like there's anything they can afford or particularly interested in at the moment. So we're going to try the next weakest. We'll keep going until we try and find somebody who can actually purchase and is interested in something that we've got. Now this might be a little bit better. We'll check to see if we got anything they like. No. Do we have anything that anybody wants? No. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go with the Shadow League instead. No, not Shadow League, Shining Blades. Okay, now one of the items you can see here, there's a resale value of 10. And if you were to buy this item, it would cost 43. Now if I click on it and ask them what they'd be willing to offer, they're offering 8. Now it might seem like a bad deal, but we're going to accept this. Because what it does is increase the relationship with that particular faction. Now it's only by 0.1, but over time, if we can build this up, we can start getting some additional bonuses. We can start making friends with them and start developing trade routes. And one of the victory conditions within this, as you can see here, there's 3 different sets of victory conditions. One is military conquest, which we defeat all the covenants. The diplomatic victory is we destroy all the covenants and be the most powerful covenant in the alliance that's left. And then there's the alliance win, which is partial victory, which is if we're part of the alliance that wins, but not the strongest member within it. We do get rewarded for it, but not as much. If you were to destroy a covenant yourself, you do get rewards of both items and also influence, which helps leads towards a better victory. And what we're going to do is we have just completed another rescue quest, so I'm going to quickly hand that in, and then we'll carry on trying to complete the rest of the quests. So again, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, we got the quest completed, so what we're going to do now is we're going to head back and go hand these quests in. Now, occasionally you will get quests which causes an NPC to appear. These NPCs you're able to recruit into your covenant. You can have up to 5 of these NPCs at any one time, and if you want more, you need to kick one of them out to have the other one take its place. So we've got these quests completed. Now if we have a little look back, you can see our base taxes are now increased to 7, our influence is now the highest amongst all the groups, and our power is currently 2nd place. Now this means we're not able to quite take the top ranking, but we're now far better off in comparison to many of the others. Okay, so what I'll do now is quit out of this one and show you a game that's a bit more developed. Okay, so back again in a moment. Okay, now as you can see, I was talking about the different NPCs. We've got all of my group, which are currently around here at the moment. We've got a little gremlin over here, and we've got more in our bookshelf over here. We've got 8 tomes, we've got a complete set of relics, and also we've got a full selection of quests. And as you can see, these places extend a lot further. And as you can see, we've only got 3 people here. Now there used to be more, but we've been slowly defeating them. And we've managed to exterminate and eliminate all of these. So we're just down to a couple. And it looks like these 2 are about to go to war because of that red line. Okay. Now as you can see, this game is quite fast paced and need to focus on some of the other aspects which haven't got to see in this. And as I was saying about some of the quests, when you don't take part, things do happen in the world without you. These different groups will go to war against each other, they will develop relationships. So it does feel like the whole world is happening around you without you doing anything. This makes this game quite interesting, very engaging to be a part of. Now, at the price within the Indie Royale Bundle, this is an exceptional value for the type of game. Now, I would highly recommend that you go get this and play it. If this is the type of RPG that you like, a good action RPG. It doesn't get too much into depth, but you've got a wide range of things that you can do within it. Okay, well, I hope this has been enlightening for you. I've certainly enjoyed this game, and we'll see you next time.